So I'm gonna follow up my external video with an internal one. Things haven't changed too much since last year. If you saw what I had last year, one of the new things I added this year was a stack temperature. This is gonna help enable me to manage the boil better, and once I learn how to read this properly, I'll know when to add firewood before it gets too cold. In the meantime, you can see the red glow from the fire. It's being fed by a forced air blower. And when you open up that door, boy, do you get blasted with heat. This is going to be the exit for the syrup. The syrup will automatically flow into this container, and it's controlled by this automatic draw. Right now the syrup, or the sap, it's not syrup yet, at where this thermometer is sitting at 210. Once it gets to 220, then this valve will open up automatically and the syrup will flow down in there. Once it gets down below 220, then the valve will close and it will continue cooking. The steam that's being generated is going out this concentric exhaust. So the steam is going out on an outside jacket, and then the exhaust from the blower, the arch, is going up into the center. So this kept me from having to put in another stack to exit the steam, since there's no other way. This blanket is new. The very first time I used this, it just got so scorching hot that it really affected all my controls that are behind it. And so this ceramic blanket is what's used on the inside of the arch. And so I decided to get a roll, cut it into 4 sheets and hang it up, and so far it's doing pretty good. I also got some fire block to put between the stack and the pan, because the heat from the stack would scorch sap on the inside of the pan, and it's a real pain to clean off. Feeding in, we have over here we have our flow box, or our float box. That sap that's coming in maintains the depth of the sap within the evaporator at 2 inches. That equates to the amount of water that's getting boiled off. It requires that much sap to come in to replace all the steam that's going out the top. So we're going through sap pretty well. Over here we have our up here we have our 2 30-gallon totes. This is the sap in here is vacuum fed down this line, goes over to that float box, and there's a blue light on there, and when the level of the sap gets down to that level, that blue light goes off, and this little controller thing takes over and starts pumping sap back up from this 65-gallon tote, which I overflowed this morning. So there's a little over 65 gallons. So once the sap gets down low enough, it'll automatically refill with this. There's also another sensor up top that senses when it's full, and it will turn off the pump and wait until it gets down again, and then start the process again. Meanwhile, there's some sap outside, and I can use these controls and these pumps to bring more sap into this tank once this gets depleted, and depending if I want to boil all night long. And then there's my trusty little buddy, who doesn't normally come out with me, but he's been spending time with me and I like it. So anyway, that's a look inside. Finally, I'm able to show it to you, and I'm hoping 10 gallons of syrup today. I'm hoping. My fingers are crossed. We'll see at the end of the day. Till later. Adios.